Books, books, books. I think it's never been easier than it is today to get printed material out. That's even before we start talking about all the electronic means. But the question is, why write in the first place? That's what I want to talk about in this video. Later on, I'll be talking about other things such as your motivation, your audience, research, preparation, organizing material, structuring your material, writing skills, collaboration, and also revision. But maybe we won't get through them all. We'll start with why write. Very good question. I've written over 40 books and booklets. Haven't done it all myself, but we'll come to that when we talk about collaboration. But why write? Well, for me, books last. Somebody can keep a book for 5, 10, 15, 20 or more years and pick up something well after you're no longer around or they don't even know you, and find what you've written to be helpful. So my motivation when I started writing was really to support and equip my network of churches, that they could have my materials, particularly the leaders and the members, have it all in written form, and also to inspire them with vision. The first book I wrote, Building a City Church, in 1993, was all about vision. And this was not on my part to try and add to the great literary works of the world. It was practical, getting material out so I could train and equip others. Originally, I would have not only my church members and leaders in mind, but also those in other nations, particularly Africa. So I always tried to make sure that my writing was simple and direct, helpful if English is not the first language for some of your readers, but also it wasn't supposed to be very sophisticated. And well, that's a little bit about why I started to write, but how about you? I think writing has a lot of good things in its favor. It helps you to reflect, think through, help you to formulate your own thinking. It's a tremendous means of self-expression and also self-development. That's why many writers also keep a journal, which in itself is very therapeutic. It's a therapeutic thing to do, to write your thoughts and feelings down, but also it's a way of recording your thoughts and experiences at any given time. So I would certainly recommend you begin with journaling. Now, first of all, think about writing for you, writing for yourself. Nobody else may ever read it, but that's not important. They don't have to. So I think writing for yourself is a good enough reason. But what about writing for others? Well, you've got to ask two questions: who and why? Now, just because you find something interesting, stimulating, amusing, or helpful, doesn't mean to say somebody else is going to. I mean, I think if you are interested in something and you put things down in an interesting way, chances are others are going to enjoy it and want to read it. But you need to think about who they might be. It's helpful to record your thoughts and think about giving it to others. It's a great means of self-disclosure, giving people access to your inner thoughts and your opinions. And so this is what I think about when I read a novel. I don't know if you've read any novel or narrative material recently, rather than watching a film. When you watch a film, you only get what you see. And depending on the skill of the actor, the writer, the director, and so on, you have to kind of guess what is going on inside the mind of that actor. Sometimes there's a narrator that explains it, but most often it's the skill of the actor to communicate that. Now, one of the things about novels or written form of communication rather than film and visual is that the author can give you access to the inner thoughts and dynamics, the workings of them in the mind of the characters, and also give you perhaps descriptions of cities and places and things, which is only captured by good cinematography when you're watching a film. So it's about disclosing your inner thoughts and motivations. But if you're thinking of writing for other people, ask yourself who would find this interesting or helpful, who might be encouraged by this, who might be challenged by this. So when you ask the question, why write, you've got to align three things, in my mind anyway. Your own motivation, which must be matched with the content, the second thing, and expressed in a mode of communication that's appropriate for your intended readership. So why don't you take a moment and jot down a few reasons as to why you want to write, what form you might think it would take, what kind of writing it would be, and is this something you want to share with others? So when you've come to your conclusions, do let me know in the comments below. And also make sure that you give me some ideas of other things that you might want to talk about before I finish this series. So until then, happy writing.